Yeah, they had a great run, and it's fun to watch. I think I watched Indiana State and Iowa. Caitlin Clark play about the same last year, so I watched a lot of basketball.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to the CC24 Hoops. I hope everyone is enjoying their day. Today, I have another thrilling and quite fascinating film for you. If you truly adore Caitlin Clark, you will undoubtedly want to see this one through to the very finish. Before we begin, please let me know by leaving a comment that you are a member of the CC24 Hoops Army. I adore seeing all of the incredible Clark fans in the comments. CC 100% below. Now, without wasting any more time, let's go right to the video for today. What would happen if one of the biggest basketball players ever saw the WNBA's most gifted young athlete is being singled out through dubious means? Stephanie will let you know. Larry Bird took White's place when she was kicked. Caitlin Clark made incendiary remarks about Stephanie that left her stunned. The basketball world has completely changed as a result of White actions toward Caitlin Clark. But first, let me ask you a question. Have you ever witnessed a professional athlete being singled out the way Caitlin Clark has been throughout her career? You read correctly. Please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel if you enjoy the content. Surprisingly, over 8,333% of viewers have not yet subscribed. It's quick and free. However, it means the world to us. Have you already subscribed? Excellent. Many thanks for your support. Let's return to the video. The basketball world has radically changed as a result of the Indiana Fever's sudden coaching change. Stephanie White, the seasoned team leader who had previously guided the group to success, was suddenly fired. She is replaced by none other than Larry Bird, a legend whose name makes sports fans shudder. Caitlin Clark, the WNBA's most talented player, was utterly taken aback. But what could have led to such a shocking disturbance? This is the history of the shocking discovery that led to the basketball globe by surprise. Not even the most experienced basketball players could have expected the moment. There was the usual buzz of excitement among commentators, and the loyal supporters jammed into Gainbridge Fieldhouse. But as soon as Caitlin Clark approached the microphone, the entire arena changed and quiet fell onto the crowd as if everyone's heartbeats had suddenly halted and were suspended in a common silence. Everyone was gazing at her, every camera lens fixed, every ear straining to hear what she was saying. Then she said something, and these straightforward yet impactful words immediately shook the basketball world. Words. The Indiana Fever's head coach was replaced, but this wasn't your typical hire. It was a totally unexpected person. Someone whose looks had the power to fundamentally alter the perceptions of. Be honest about the WNBA. It wasn't a simple organizational change or club makeover. This was a significant shift with far-reaching consequences, an event that might drastically alter women's professional basketball. The consequences were startling. Suddenly, the traditional boundaries of organizational real-time rewriting of player influence, strategic leadership, and decision-making was already an intermittent phenomenon. Caitlin Clark had assumed leadership of the court in a variety of ways, establishing herself as a pivotal figure with the capacity to impact the team's future. Questions began to circulate almost immediately via social media feeds, sports media networks, and conversations in the locker room. How did this renowned figure come to be connected to the Fever? What's going on behind the scenes? Private and covert discussions. This historic event was the result of conversations. Could this cooperation, which although seems unlikely on paper, is definitely thrilling in practice, change not only the team, but the entire league? What did it mean for the next generation of WNBA coaches and players and supporters who witnessed the creation of history firsthand? The zeal on the internet was mirrored in the stadium. Fans vehemently contested the possibilities, while analysts hurried to understand the activity. As sports writers scrambled to find expert input, each piece, post, and tweet appeared to express the similar concept. The fallout from the recent events would be felt for years to come. A new era of talent, strategy, and celebrity power was about to start, which might fundamentally alter what success looks like in women's professional sports. At that specific time, Caitlin Clark was more than just a player announcing a coaching change. She was a catalyst for change, a spark that kindled a fire of curiosity, speculation, and enthusiasm. The Indiana Fever had accomplished more. Rather than simply hiring a new head coach, they had enabled the WNBA to enter an unprecedented stage, one in which norms are challenged, boundaries are pushed, and there are countless prospects in the future. Caitlin Clark's shocking declaration has ushered in a new era in the WNBA, but who is she to make such a daring claim? Assert. Let's examine the amazing tale of the rookie who turned the Indiana Fever into a commercial. Caitlin Clark is a cultural phenomenon and powerhouse. She is more than just a player. Their impact goes far beyond the court, transforming the Indiana Fever in ways that few sportsmen have ever been able to in their careers. From the moment Clark walked the court as a rookie, she was more than just a basketball player. She revolutionized what it meant to be a game share in professional sports. She changed a long-struggling club into one of the most exciting teams in the WNBA in just one season. Previously thought of as just another team fighting for attention, the Fever swiftly became well-known in the league and drew viewers from all over to witness Clark's brilliance for themselves. Cambridge Fieldhouse's season ticket sales surged by more than 400% and attendance skyrocketed. The arena, which had sometimes appeared to be half empty, was now a bustle of activity, filled with onlookers eager to see every move Clark made. But the transformation didn't stop there. Understanding that Clark's presence alone might boost their impact and awareness, corporate sponsors and brand alliances flocked to the Fever in search of the right ambassador to spark their efforts. From small businesses to large organizations, everyone wanted a piece of this group of emerging stars. The team's financial and commercial reputation rose in tandem with her dominance on the court. Her impact was further amplified by social media. Every highlight of Clark's performance grabbed both casual fans and seasoned analysts. Help and clutch shot across all platforms. TV segments, interviews, and feature articles that highlight not only her athletic achievements, but also her personality, charisma, and leadership in a matter of months, she transformed from a rookie phenomenon to a cultural icon in mainstream media. Phenomenon whose influence extends far beyond basketball, but Clark's remarkable. Because of her current star power, her degree of influence and power within the organization is what truly sets her apart. A voice in significant decisions that are typically made by executives or long-serving managers, such as critical coaching decisions and team tactics. The Fever are now more than just a winning basketball team. They are an extension of Clark's vision, a platform where her strategic expertise, leadership, and marketability converge, collectively to impact the team's future. In professional sports, this special combination of organizational power and physical talent is almost unparalleled. In addition to serving as the Fever's face, Clark's capacity to attract attention. She is a motivator who can change the team's performance by inspiring supporters and influencing operational decisions. Identity. She's not just having fun. She's breaking the norms and crafting an intriguing tale that brings people together. The fields of business, athletics, and culture. Few newcomers could ever expect to have such a profound influence that Caitlin Clark has, transforming the Indiana Fever from a failing squad into a formidable opponent on and. Caitlin Clark is extraordinarily gifted off the court. It's an expression of culture. But has she lived up to her full potential? Has her coaching matched her extraordinary talent? Let's now examine why Stephanie White's coaching style exacerbates conflict in Indiana, which with Clark's style of play. Caitlin Clark is speaking up. Stephanie White is thought by many to be a competent basketball player. However, some argue that White's coaching credentials make Caitlin Clark an unsuitable mentor. Are not receiving criticism. Despite her apparent skill, there is a growing belief that her approach could not mix well with Clark's natural playing style. Take into account Clark's own ideas throughout a podcast discussion with Subbard when she openly discussed the challenges of playing under White's system. To understand why, Clark stressed that even though she had performed well, scoring 32 points and providing 9 assists, while grabbing 8 rebounds in one game, she occasionally ran upon obstacles that reduced her effectiveness. During a notable game against New York, Clark felt that her instinct-driven strategy was repressed, particularly when she was urged to make cautious plays rather than her favorite high IQ, aggressive ones. She talked about moments when she was about to pull off a triple-double but was stopped or gently reprimanded for taking calculated opportunities that would have boosted her team's lead or thrilled the crowd. She mentioned a close fourth quarter, whereby she made a turnover but was immediately benched for what White saw as a teaching moment. Clark explained that her instinctual decisions and momentum-driven play are what fuel her natural flow, was often interrupted by these instructional moments. She believes that basketball is not about making as few mistakes as much as possible. It's about grasping chances, taking measured risks, and believing in her skills. Furthermore, White's tendency to slow down the game in key moments frustrated Clark. Rather than seizing chances for high-percentage baskets, White's approach often leaned toward controlling the time in games where the Fever was comfortably ahead. Clark asserted that because White was occasionally too careful to pass to open teammates like Sophie Cunningham out of instinct, or Kelsey Mitchell, her side missed chances to score simpler points. Clark claims that the result was a more boring approach, of play that didn't make the most of her skill or excite the audience. Clark believes that White's attempts. The main issue, according to Clark, is that White wants her to play like Paige Booker's in order to mold her into a player she isn't. An entirely different athlete who adopts a more reserved style. A generational talent with a fearless mentality, Clark likes to play aggressively, make original decisions, and improvise. Her strengths are decreased, and when someone tries to transform her into someone else, the natural chemistry she brings to the floor is upset. She isn't, and this disagreement highlights how challenging it is to find a balance between coaching and player instinct.
Plan.
Despite White's obvious talent, Clark's comments suggest that true basketball brilliance often requires allowing elite players to play as they see fit. Caitlin understands the message. Clark's game flourishes when she is given the freedom to fully follow her instincts. This lesson highlights why talent on the roster is important, but so is coaching alignment. Caitlin Clark is at her best when she is free from the constraints of cautious teaching, but who genuinely possesses the wisdom and vision to realize her own potential, and whose illustrious heritage enables him to face such a daring undertaking. Let's examine the specifics. Basketball excellence immediately comes to mind when you hear the name Larry Bird. Indiana's basketball icon steps in. Comes to mind. Bird's influence extends well beyond the basketball court, and few players have made such a lasting impact on the sport. 12 All-Star berths, 3 NBA titles, 3 Most Valuable Player honors, and decades of expertise as Bird is more than simply a basketball legend. He is a living example of brilliance as a coach and executive, strategy and leadership in the game. His impact is noticed by players at all levels. Bird's story is inextricably linked to the institutions he has shaped from the front office to the court. The state of Indiana, which influenced him just as much as he influenced it. Raised in the little community of French Lick, he cultivated the vision, unwavering competitiveness, and work ethic that would characterize his career. After then, his path to Indiana State University became legendary. Bird's final year in college was in the legendary 1979 NCAA championship matchup with Magic Johnson, which is still remembered.